Ah, yes, that's right. It's the penis inspection day bill. Ohio Republicans, truly living up, to their best selves. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. This is a anti-trans in sports bill, right? And here, look, this is absolutely fantastic stuff. Okay, if a participant's sex, this can apply to like 10-year-olds, by the way. This goes down to like school athletics. Um, when the teacher says private colleges designate single-sex teams, sports for sex. Requires schools, state institutions of higher education. Yeah, so schools. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen this, Conyer. Yeah. But yeah, listen to the reading of the bill. If a participant's sex is disputed, apparently the anyone can dispute the sex of a participant, okay? So you've got some like 12-year-olds playing college basketball. So wait, college. God. Middle school basketball. If they were playing college basketball, that'd be very impressive. You've got some 12-year-olds playing middle school basketball, okay? And one girl on the team is doing, a little better than the others. So a spicy, and by spicy I mean pedophile, parent on the other end of the team, the other side goes, jumps up and screams, "That chick's actually a dude." And then the process begins because anybody can dispute the sex of an athlete. The participant shall establish the participant's sex by presenting a signed physician statement indicating the participant's sex based upon only the following: their internal and external reproductive anatomy, their normal endogenously produced levels of testosterone, and an analysis of their genetic makeup. Meaning that you can have like a 12-year-old girl randomly getting accused of being a guy or like a trans chick or whatever. And then you have to go to the doctor to internal and external reproductive check, get your hormone levels measured, which means blood work, and an analysis of your genetic makeup, whatever the fuck that means. Now, this will all cost money, hundreds of dollars. Your insurance might not cover it. There was an excellent thread that Conyer just linked, and I agree with because I already liked it. That's activism. A few days ago, the Ohio Republicans passed a change to state laws that was snuck in at the last minute under the guise of protecting girls' sports. The law allows anyone to dispute the sex of an athlete on a school team. There are no safeguards in place to ensure this is not used maliciously. Girls who do not look feminine enough, girls of color, girls who are too good are likely to be the biggest targets. But any girl could be targeted. Maybe someone doesn't like her parents, or maybe someone wants to make sure the opposing team doesn't have enough eligible players. So what does a girl have to do to prove she's a girl? First, a physician has to examine the girl's internal and external reproductive anatomy. I have to emphasize this will impact girls as young as 5th or 6th grade, 10 to 11 years old, a year or two older than my daughter. Step 1, of proving your correct sex is female. Yes, this can apply to boys too, but nobody's going to be doing this to boys. A doctor will need to spread open your labia and examine the size of your I don't even want to read this shit, dude. Yeah, okay, you can read this. Just read with the English skills that you have as humans, okay? Anyway, trauma, medical examination, so on. This part of the exam would probably be covered by insurance, depending on how it is billed, but these next two steps would likely not be covered for most people. Then you have the blood draw for the testosterone check and the genetics check for your chromosomes and blah. Yeah, okay. So, right. So remember, okay? You have to understand this, okay? None of this has to do with there are like what, probably like 5 trans chicks in school sports in Ohio. Like none of this has to do with school sports, okay? This has everything to do with terrifying and chilling. Oh, there's one. Okay, one. Thank you. Phenomenal. Just the one. Okay. It has everything to do with terrifying and freezing the behavior of trans people in general. It's about creating a medical police state for trans people, where at any point in time, anyone can be subjected to tests and rigor and scrutiny to prove or disprove the allegation that they may or may not be trans. None of this has to do with actually finding trans people. Who cares? They won't. There aren't that many trans people in school sports. It has nothing to do with that. Maybe every once in a while they find one. Great, What it actually has to do with is establishing a culture of fear and paranoia. Yeah. No, this is exactly the same. This is the same attitude that we took towards the Reds back during the Red Scare, in the McCarthyist era. This fear of catching communists, where all these government institutions, private institutions, social trends, all about catching the commies. You know how many commies there were active in the state back in the McCarthyite era? Probably not that many, but it wasn't about finding the spies, was it? You think the best way to find Soviet spies is with a campaign of public skepticism? They're Soviet spies. It's their job to deal with that. I don't think so. The real goal of the McCarthyist scare was to socially discourage any form of socialist political engagement, and that was the actual effect that it had. It wasn't about finding spies or traitors or people who were going to sabotage anything. It wasn't about finding, people who had infiltrated America. It was about creating a culture of fear around groups that the state wanted to discriminate against. In that case, socialists, and in this case, trans people. The only outcome here, the only effective intention here, is the limitation of others' rights. And that's it, It's that simple. It really is. And every Ohio parent, teacher, whatever, who calls out this sex check on these kids, is fully complicit in this. And as far as I'm concerned, pedo-enabling. All right, I'm sorry. You're not going to... I'm not going to buy into this. Oh, yeah, penis inspection day is just how things are bullshit. I'm sorry. You're not getting me on that. I don't care if in 50 years people are like, dude, Grandpa Vosh, everyone has penis inspection day. Everyone grows up with it. You're so old-fashioned. That's just how it is. You're not getting me on this one. It's fucked up. It's really fucking weird. Penis inspection day. God. Yeah, it's supposed to be a joke. It was supposed to be a joke. Yeah, but grade school women's sports is safe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The sacred cow of American culture, which is 12-year-old girls stumbling around playing basketball, must be protected at any cost. I don't give a damn if every goddamn human in America has to be subjected to daily trans screenings, as long as we can ensure the hyper-specific academic... But there's not even that much of a difference in athletic performance between prepubescent boys and girls. What difference would it even make at that age? Jesus. Here, before puberty, the 9-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl are going to be, missing their shots from the line as often as one. Okay, whatever. It's stupid. It's deliberately stupid. It's designed to be stupid. Trying to make sense of it will only hurt your brain. Don't even. Literally was a 4chan joke. Yeah, 4chan cursing us all with the with their gift of prophecy. Of course, the real irony is that it was in fact 4chan originated alt-right advocacy that in part drew the Conservative Party to where it is now. So this is 4chan predicting something and then helping make it come true, Sure, the original creator of this post feels very, very pressing. Very powerful. I feel sick to my stomach, fucking psycho Republicans. They want you dead. They do. Wouldn't puberty blocker access save us all from the curse of soiled women's sports? There is nothing you can do medically or socially to get a transphobic conservative to accept trans identities. Absolutely nothing, because it is a spiritual thing for them. That's why they always find new arguments, It's always, first of all, the idea that they have evidence-based arguments to begin with is laughable. But even if we were to assume they could be swayed by that, they will always move the goalpost. This is why I've said, you can do this test if you want, but ask them, what if there was a medical procedure which could be done, which would instantly, reversibly change a person's sex over in a completely authentic and 100% way. I mean, everything, the chromosomes, every part, would that person be a woman? And I bet you a lot of conservatives will still say no because of magic. That at the end of the day, it's that. They would still say, magic or a soul. But you can work them back from there, Well, what if it changed everything except the chromosomes? They'd be like, well, sex is determined by chromosomes. And then you could say like, well, your sex is informed by your chromosomes, but the chromosomes are what set the hormone washes. If everything the chromosomes dictate are different from what the chromosomes would have dictated, that's like saying that a building isn't a building because the blueprints show a different building. Like you shouldn't discount the building's existence because the blueprints are different. You wouldn't point at a tower and say, that's not a tower. The blueprints said that it would be a single-story house, but there's a tower right there. Maybe the blueprints are wrong or outdated, as would be the case in that example. The Founding Fathers spoke up against penis inspections in the Constitution. If you read our founding documents, all right, the Declaration of Independence did indeed free us from British tyranny and from ye jangle inspections of the crown, which was, of course, when a representative of the crown would walk down the cobblestone paths of the colonial, the colonial settlements, ringing a bell and asking the pioneers to sort of present their testicles to be checked. True and real. That's what got us fighting against British tyranny. What about voluntary penis inspections? Do that in the comfort of your own home. Thank you. Why the Brits do it? British people just like fondling nuts. It's not even a sex thing for them. Just a cultural thing. Cultural difference.